Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Survival with Fix. Today we are working in Steelport. Oh, I love my industrial city. Now it is officially day 5,700 of this world and it's time to get busy. Now I want to build out a deep slate, but to do that I am basically out. So I gotta go back to the mines yet again. I feel like we do this every episode. Have I ever shown you my mines, by the way? You know, I know everyone knows that I do this all legit, but sometimes I like to show how much mining I've done. If you look at the map underground, you can just see in every single kingdom I have rows and rows and rows of just mines stretching in every direction. But while I was checking this out, I noticed something on the map that I've never seen before. There's an ancient city right beside Steelport. I've never noticed this before. This is really close, and this gives me some really, really good ideas for the future. So I actually expended my mine the entire way to the ancient city. It's not that far. We might be able to do something cool there. But that's not for now. First, I need to smelt a ton of sand because I'm going to be making kind of a Seattle Space Needle here in Steelport. It's going to be a restaurant observation deck. That's going to be where you AFK for the mob farm. And to do that, I'm going to need a lot of glass. After some fun building, we have the first phase done. Now, I built a water elevator with these cool little frog-like columns going up all the way. I don't want to make it too futuristic. This isn't exactly a space station, but that's going to be where you AFK. We're not going to build height. We're just going to AFK height. I love the way this is turning out. So I've made a bigger base and then it goes wide again for the top for sort of the restaurant level. It's a tricky combination because if I go too big on the top, the whole thing will look like a tip over. If I go too small, then it just will look like a little nubbin on the top. So yeah, things are coming along despite a very rainy and dreary day, but I really like it. I like it. I'm really happy. I don't do any creative test building, so I'm just sort of shooting from the hip here, and so far so good. Now, unfortunately, I got to work underwater because a lot of this land here is just too shallow. I don't care really how deep it is necessarily, but I don't want it to look like any ship coming through here would bottom out. This is supposed to be a port after all, so that's not good. And here we are up on top, starting to work out how big the restaurant area is going to be on top. So I went with the circle, and I think it's going to be very nice. Now, the top of that stripped spruce log is where you actually have to stand to AFK for the mob farm to fully function. Oh man, check out this $1 million view. Oh, I love Steelport. I wish I worked here more. You know, I know I say that every city that I have in this world, but I really love Steelport. It's one of my absolute favorite Minecraft creations. This area, this is my collection area for the mob farm. This is going to be something that we work on later. Now, what's nice is the whole time I'm building this thing, the mob farm's functioning. Even if it's not at absolute maximum capacity, it is still working. So, hey, you know, free stuff. Okay, so far I really like it. The base is designed so it looks like it will actually support this big structure, and also it's going to be a place where I can sort of walk into the place and also maybe have a bunch of mob stuff collected. The top looks okay, the size is good, but obviously I need to actually build a restaurant. I think it's time to focus up here. And I went with copper roof, and I really, really like it. Oh, I love it, and I'm going to let it all turn all to green. I just think that's a really cool look, and that's going to take some time, and that'll be fun to watch as well. But the restaurant area is good. Now, you know something I really love? I love how the Empire State Building in New York City always lights up with whatever holiday or sports team or whatever is going. So I want to do the same thing. I want to have 4 beacons. I'm going to do colored beacons up on the top of this restaurant. It's going to look so cool at night. Okay, current progress is starting to look really good. I really, really like it. However, there's no way in, and I don't really have a plan. I'm not sure what to do, to be honest. But whatever I do, I'm going to need Blackstone for roads because I have chosen to build all of my roads in Steelport out of Blackstone, so I got to get to work here. Okay, a couple other ideas are starting to flow into my brain. I made a little bit of a road extension and a bridge that goes completely straight. I love diagonal bridges and stuff, but I think this one is going to be better straight and a heck of a lot easier to build. So I'm going to start moving this from Steelport right into the mob tower. I got a ton of terracotta because I want to make these bridge supports out of brick, granite, and terracotta mixture, and I think it's going to look really, really nice. I'm starting to figure out what the support area here is going to look like, and yeah, it's hanging over the water for right now, but I think it's starting to come right along. You can start to get the idea that I'm imagining. Oh, I had to go mine a bunch of clay. And I have a very manual clay farm, but man, I got to come up with a better one. I mean, seriously, my clay situation is dire. I took the clay I had, and I'm heading back to the mob tower. Yeah, oh, I really like it. I mean, what a view. Oh, this is going to be awesome. I can't wait to finish this. I'm so excited. I used some of that brick, and I plopped on the top of this, and you're starting to see it come into fruition. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, I'm starting to get that feeling. Just bringing in the red was such a smart move here. I really, really love it. Okay, check it out. I got the supports on the bridge, and when you're walking through here, I swear you kind of think it's real. Oh, I love it when Minecraft gives you that feeling. Oh man, I was just walking out here and I saw these skeletons going to war with each other. I guess one of them tried to shoot me when I walked in, but yeah, I love this mechanic. You don't see this Minecraft mechanic very often when the skeleton horse thing spawns 4 riders, and I just love it. I love this kind of stuff. I love the random stuff that happens in the game. Okay, now I'm doing the loop-to-loop things. I don't know what these structure support things are supposed to look kind of like cables are called, but yeah, it adds everything. Just making this look like it could really hang. Oh, baby. Are you excited? I'm excited. This is super nice. But it's not all easy. Like that bridge, is tedious. It took a while, but it was easy. This is a little bit more complicated. I got to figure out how to frame this in so it looks, hollow-ish so I can see inside, but it also looks like it has enough support for the considerable weight of the big restaurant that's up on top of it. I'm not sure really how to pull that off. Now, I took some time to add in some windows and maybe some flower boxes and stuff just to make this look like it's not so plain, because it's kind of plain there on the bottom. I don't love that. So I need to dress it up a bit. And after all, this is supposed to be kind of a touristy kind of place, so it shouldn't be plain and industrial. It should be nice looking. And yeah, speaking of nice looking, I took some time to actually set up a restaurant on the inside with some mangrove stairs, some plants, and all that kind of stuff, and it looks really nice. Actually, the roof is starting to already oxidize, so that's really cool too. So there's 4 entrances. You come up the water elevator and you walk in to the maitre d', and you get set up wherever you're going to be eating your lunch and observing the beautiful land outside. But honestly, we have to worry about how people get in as well. I don't want it to be plain on the bottom and nice up top. The whole thing's got to look nice. So I spent some time making the way to the water elevators up and down to look really, really pretty. And I think this is great. So you can actually come down here. This is like a waiting area for whenever you get sort of the top area done. The walk up here is so nice. I mean, we could add more detail, but it's really nice so far. Now, before I move on from this little area of the project, I do have to clean up these floating buildings. You can't have that. So I'm going to have to expand the docks here to hold up all of the weight here. So yeah, back underwater for some grind. I actually needed more clay, and I remembered something because I worked on all the rivers here in the Fixxiverse theme park, and I took a ton of clay because I've replaced all the rivers around here with just dirt mixture. So I pulled up all that clay and I kept it all. So I don't need to make more right now, but eventually that will be a concern. Now, with the bridge done, and I do think it's done, and the clay is smelting for another project I have in the future, I got to start thinking about, well, the future. And this island, yeah, I think this island's got to be something. Yeah, this island is going to be the future prison site. It's just so perfect. It's going to be my own little personal Alcatraz, and I'm really excited about it. I'm not building that today. That's going to be a full 100-day video, but I think for right now, yeah, okay, the shape, the size, everything is good. I made custom cliffs around. I flattened it out for a prison. I don't love flattening land, as you know, but I think that for this one, yeah, it's got to be fairly flattish. But after a lot of landscaping, I have 17 days left in this block, and I think I have enough time for another little apartment building. This place right here is perfect. I have a whole bunch of smooth sandstone from a former project I think will just be absolutely perfect here. Let's knock out a little apartment building quick as we can. Yeah, since I already had the granite and the terracotta and all that clay smelting, I decided to go with more of it, and I may regret this because I want this building to be fairly tall, but yeah, we're going to go with red. You know, one of the challenges in building this stuff is keeping it different from the buildings beside it. Now, you know, the thing about these huge buildings in any city you see, and it looks natural in real life, but in Minecraft I find it looks a little silly, is they're just repeated over and over and over. That's what a typical apartment building is. So when you keep going higher and higher, it takes a long time. I don't know. It needs some more detail. It needs a little bit more randomization too. So what I did is I raised this little part of the sandstone up a little bit higher, and the reason I did it is just so it's not all the same, and I think it works out pretty well. Now, you know, I've been watching a lot of Dallas Mead, and I talk about that all the time, just how inspired I am by him and his world and the whole thing. And I think that I am going to borrow inspiration from him. And this big section of brick right here, yeah, I think that's a perfect spot for a Dallas sign or mural or something. The thing is, in this world, I don't have any like companies and corporations that I figured out, but I do have one thing. I have the Fixxiverse theme park, and why not advertise there? And I decided to go with a 3-dimensional approach, and I really, really, really like it. Just the way the shaders play on that, and oh man, it looks nice. I did have to add some hanging lights, and oh man, I mean, I love it. This just adds so much interest to the city, and you know, the Fixxiverse theme park, maybe they sponsor the building. They help subsidize people's rent. I don't know, but you know, regardless, the idea is that we're trying to get people to go to the Fixxiverse theme park from far away to maybe pitch in with the war effort. I mean, seriously, would you just check out the view whenever you're coming into the city? The first thing you see, bam, you see that billboard, you see this place, and then as you go up, then you're going to see the observation tower, the mob tower. Oh, this is so nice. I'm so happy with this new phase of the city. Now, I only have about 2 days left before day 5800, so I just want to do a couple little sort of finishing details, just some stuff that sort of escaped my attention for a little while, like a couple buildings that just, you know, need to be finished up, some sidewalks, all that kind of stuff. But while I'm doing that, let's get to the question or comment of the day. Today's question or comment of the day comes from Owen Johnson. I know I'm almost a year late on this, and I want to say I really enjoyed this video. It's very refreshing to return to the old Fixxiverse feel. I love the series you're doing now. The format is what started the Fixxiverse, and also how I found you. I'd love if you could sprinkle this format in every so often in the future. I love what you're doing, and keep up the good work. Yeah, thank you so much, Owen. I really appreciate that. And yeah, that's going to be the plan going forward, as you can see from this video. Other than that, I'm not doing lore segments in the survival videos. Other than that, the format is going to be basically this, because I have really limited time right now to play any games. All of my time is either with my kids, studying for school, or working on my garage bar that I'm converting, which is going to be awesome. So when I do get to play, I can sit down and play for a little bit, record a couple silent clips, and then really work on the editing process. So this is going to be the format that you see. I'm going to be going 1 or 2 survival videos, and then probably a modded video on top of that with the lore and all the storyline and all that kind of stuff. I have a big story I want to tell. I'm working on a Fred Magic Bunker series right now, or episode series, one video, single video that should come out fairly soon. I'm pretty much done recording it, so hopefully soon. We'll see you all next time. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate all the love and support. It means a lot to me, and we'll see you all in the next episode.